And Donna Brothers is out on horseback, and Donna, we watched some of them spooked a little bit in the post parade and coming onto the track for the first time. Any problems since they've warmed up?
No, Tom, I wouldn't say any problems. The three Mr. Hot Stuff you mentioned, he got a little riled, and he stayed a little riled. He settled down some, not as much as you'd like to see. Papa Clem, who was acting up in the post parade as you were going through it, kind of continued to walk, on his toes through the post parade and jump around a bit. But the couple horses that surprised me by remaining pretty quiet are Desert Party. I mean, this is a horse who's been training in the desert. He comes here in front of 130,000 people and looks pretty collected. And I got to say, Pioneer of the Nile looked pretty good. He got a little hot. I asked Garrett if he's normally like that in California, and he said, yeah, just a little lather on his neck. That's about normal for him.
Donna, I looked at Desert Party before the UAE Derby, and it is unusual because he got hot that night, and it was not a hot night over there. There were a lot of people, so do you think that could have prepared him somewhat for today's crowd with the large crowd they had over there that night?
It must have, because he has not even broke a slight amount of sweat right now, Gary, not at all.
There's Regal Ransom going into the gate. The jockeys with multiple layers of goggles now. They'll pull them down as they get soiled so they have a clear vision. And Donna, one quick word, what about the condition of the track?
The track's muddy, but Gary, you've ridden plenty of races here. You know how it is. It's listed as sloppy, but it's almost what we would call, Gary, wet fast, and you know what I mean by that.
I know exactly what you mean by it. That's what we were talking about with that float that was going over. So they've got as good of conditions as you can have with as much moisture as is in it.
All right, 19 horses will go 1.25 miles for the 135th Kentucky Derby. A purse of $2.1 million at stake as Pioneer of the Nile enters the starting gate. Frisian Fire is still the favorite at 7-2. Pioneer of the Nile now being backed out and then goes back in with Garrett Gomez.
No. That's it. Just like that.
There's number 18, Nowhere to Hide.
Just like that.
And now for the call of the 135th Kentucky Derby. Let's go atop the stands and join Tom Durkin.
And there is Desert Party breaking from that post position number 18. Last to load will be Flying Private. Much of the speed here is going to be coming from the middle of the gate. Joining the dance, Papa Clem, Regal Ransom. Frisian Fire's got some early speed too. In the gate. And they're off in the Kentucky Derby. And it's Joining the Dance who's racing for the lead. Musket Man has some early speed on the inside. Here's Regal Ransom with some speed as well. Beneath the Twin Spires the first time. Regal Ransom and Joining the Dance will vie for the early lead. Pioneer of the Nile is right up there. And then it's Papa Clem down toward the inside. He's now fourth. Desert Party forwardly placed fifth on the outside. Flying Private is sixth. Frisian Fire in and among horses is now seventh. Musket Man is eighth. Dunkirk is ninth on the outside. Then farther back down on the rail, that is Atomic Rain, running in the 11th position, 2 lengths back, and General Quarters is now 12th. Nowhere to Hide is 13th on the outside. Westside Bernie is now down toward the rail. On the outside, at the back of the pack, beginning to move up now, is Hold Me Back. Advice is also right there toward the back of the pack, along with Chocolate Candy, Summerbird. Advice, the last of them all, is Mr. Hot Stuff. So down the back stretch run, or even be well behind the rest of them, is Mind That Bird. So down the backstretch run and Joining the Dance, an impudent long shot leader here, 50-1, taking the field through an opening half mile that was strong, 47 1/5 seconds. Regal Ransom is third. On the outside, Pioneer of the Nile. And now Garrett Gomez asking him for a bit more. He's right there. Third on the outside. Desert Party is now fourth. Hold Me Back fifth toward the inside. Papa Clem threads his way through horses. From sixth now, Musket Man is now seventh. Chocolate Candy is beginning to come alive now, and he's eighth on the outside. Then down toward the rail, it's Advice as the field turns for home. Top of the stretch, it's still Joining the Dance with a tenuous lead. Regal Ransom and Pioneer of the Nile strikes the front just outside the 8th pole. Musket Man is coming hard down the center of the track, and Papa Clem's right there too. Down toward the inside, coming on through. That is Mind That Bird now is coming on to take the lead as they come down to the finish. And a spectacular upset. Mind That Bird has won the Kentucky Derby. An impossible result here. And a three-way photo for second among Musket Man, Pioneer of the Nile, and Papa Clem.
Cal has done it again. Calvin Borel, that's what they call him at Churchill Downs for his penchant for coming through on the inside. We saw him do it with Street Sense, and here we saw him do it on Mind That Bird in the final strides, exploding through on the rail to pull a monumental upset at 50 to 1. 50 to 1. Mind That Bird and Calvin Borel with a huge upset, the second biggest upset in Derby history.